Hello world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today I have 3 piles set up for us, and this is a reading for the energies for the week of December 28th to January 3rd. So we are going into 2021. Yay! Alright, so I have pile 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to pop some crystals on here in a moment. But if you would like to pick intuitively without crystals, go ahead and do that now. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. I have timestamps down below. So now if you'd like to pick with crystals, I've got 3 different kinds on the piles, and I'll tell you about them now. This is Septarian nodule. Give you an idea of what it looks like. It actually has a little area here. This is not a chip. It's just an opening in the crystal where crystals have formed, but it was like an air pocket. And this has been polished. This one side of this one has been polished as well. It's Labradorite, and as I move it here and as it reflects off the light, you can see all the different colors. This is the non-polished side. And this one here with all the swirls is Sardonyx. So the timestamps for each pile are down below, and I will meet you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. If you picked the Septarian nodule, you are in the right place. I'm going to pull all the cards out and then we'll go through them after that. So the first card that we have here is Death. Don't worry about that card. It's actually about making some changes or change coming. It can be actually very positive. It's just a lot of people get so concerned or hung up on the name of it that, so don't stick with me. You will probably, this is probably your reading. Give me a little bit longer here. The next card we have is, this is the High Priestess in reverse. And then we have the 2 of Swords. Next we have Ace of Cups reversed. And then we have 10 of Swords reversed. Okay. I also have this card for you. It is my every story is attracting its vibrational match. I'm going to put this here because we'll read more about that in a sec. A new romantic cycle begins. This is new moon in Libra. Very interesting. You might have to let some things go though first, but we'll talk about that. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. See, I told you guys not to get hung up on this Death card. You got some good stuff going on here. This is the solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and our contribution and what our contribution is as a whole. Okay. And then finally, we have this card. It's 41 Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of the not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar, so the new yet exciting creations can give birth to a new reality. Okay, see, I told you stick with me. So when we're talking about the synergy card here and like new things, not so obvious, never seen before, and this is like looking at things in a new way, well, you know what? Some things have got to give when we look at new things, when new things come in. We've got to make some changes come in. And the thing about the death card or the change card, the reason that, I mean, this is a cycle, okay? So it can be anything from like a haircut to just like a job change to a new love coming in, like letting go of something else so something new can come in. And a lot of these cards here are about letting go. So I feel like you might be fighting this death card a little bit, okay? But the thing about it is, what I started to say before and kind of got sidetracked, is the death and this horse, this lovely horse, is marching over a king here. This is a bishop. This is a mother shielding her child from change. You know, obviously all parents, they want to make the world a very predictable place for their kids, but that's not necessarily going to happen. Things change. The only thing that we can say for certain is that things change. What is, like, you are not in a unique position to be facing some challenges, to be facing some changes, some transformations. It happens to everybody. The other thing I want to point out in this card is there is a sun rising here. It's a new dawn, a new era, something new is coming up. And then the flag that this death is carrying is a rose. It represents transformation. It's like a phoenix coming out of the ashes. So things change. And if we're going to look at things in a new way, if we're going to experience new things, well, something's got to change, and then we have to release something. So let's talk about this High Priestess in reverse. I think you know this change is coming, and you know you need to make some changes, or you actually, the Two of Swords says you have some options, and I'm not sure that you know, like the High Priestess is a very confident card. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows where she's going. She knows what she represents. She is like in the middle here. It's balanced. She is between, let's see, strength and or the establishment and strength. She is all about knowledge. She is about intuition. Okay. But reversed, I'm not sure you're listening to your inner voice. You're not listening to your inner intuition. You're like a little bit consumed or concerned about this change coming. You're kind of like, this bishop here is like, whoa, don't come any further. We're not going anywhere. But hello, there's going to be some changes made, okay? That maybe sitting here on the ground in front of a horse isn't the best position for you, okay? There's some other opportunities and other positions for you. Remember, luck is on your side and a new romantic cycle begins. I want to talk about that romantic cycle. If you are single and you are dedicated to being single, that does not necessarily mean that you have that, like, don't get scared. You don't have to have a love interest coming into your life. It could be just a balance of relationships. Libra is a balance here. We've got the scales. So this could also speak to a partnership as far as your business goes, or something along those lines, something entering into that's going to balance some things out. Because right now, you just are on this cusp of this change, and you're kind of stuck. You're in the middle, you're stalling, you don't know which way to go. You need to listen to your inner voice here, and meditation can help you with that. Then we've got the the Ace of Cups reversed here. Ace has to deal with emotions. So for a lot of you, this is about relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be friendships as well, but something has not been balanced. And you have been giving way too much of yourself without filling your own cup. The Ace of Cups upright. You are feeding all of this beautiful stuff in your life, but you're feeding it with the overflow, okay? When it's reversed, you're just giving way, way, way too much, and you need to look at things in a new way to figure out how you can still be fulfilled and fulfill others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can, but it can only last so long. You're going to have some heartache, something that's going to cut you and hurt you. And this is the 10 of Swords, and it's a 10 of Swords reverse. So remember, 10 is a completion number. This is the end of a cycle. This is the end of this this like heartache, heartbreak, this pain. You feel like literally you can feel like you have been stabbed in the back. When it is in reverse, I mean, it's still the end, but you could be holding on to it a little bit, maybe just because it is something that you know. That's what, like, people are afraid of change because they know it's going into something that they don't know. So they hold on to things, and sometimes they hold on to things that are toxic for them, that do not serve them, simply because it's something that they know. So I want to bring up this Law of Attraction card. Every story is attracting its vibrational match. So every thought that you think is vibrating at a very personal frequency. And by the law of attraction, the essence that which is like unto itself is drawn. That though is not attracting another thought that is its vibrational match. And now the combined thoughts are vibrating at a frequency that is higher than the thought that came before. This is building on itself. This is thinking about, this is your thoughts and what you're building, and that you kind of are getting on a roll of positive thinking. I feel like, you know, we need to flip this High Priestess around, and she can guide you, and that's the problem. The problem is in your head. The problem is what you're thinking about, like your logic. Oh, I just thought of it. Okay. And that really relates to this solar plexus chakra. Okay, you know, when you talk about having that gut feeling, right? Sometimes you don't know what to do because you've been thinking about it so much. You're looking at each side, you're looking at it logically. You don't really understand or recognize your intuition in a situation because you've gone over it and over it and over it and over it so much. Do you know that the second highest concentration of serotonin in your body, and serotonin is the chemical that makes you feel good, or it makes you feel feelings, is in your stomach. It's in your gut, okay? And your gut doesn't have that problem of overthinking. So if you are just like, you have this change, you have this decision, you have this issue, and you're not sure where to go with it, you can't hear your intuition for whatever reason. You've got people whispering in your ear, you're kind of stuck in the middle of something. Listen to your gut. So think about it, of course, but then kind of access this solar plex area and what is it telling you to do? Because if you listen to it, if you feel it in your gut, like you will feel a good feeling or a bad feeling or a scared feeling. You'll know, your solar plexus will tell you. And that is kind of a way to engage your intuition when you can't trust your mind. And I feel like you're a little bit in your mind here and you can't really trust it. I do want to talk about this luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. We were just in Sagittarius season. Sagittarius, this new moon in Sagittarius happened couple weeks ago. I want to say the 16th, but I'm not quite sure, December 16th. So as far as timing wise, I feel like this has kind of been going on since then, that you're not, like, you see this change coming. A lot of us see the change coming, like this bishop here. And we're just not, you know, it's change. We don't really know what's going to happen. Okay. New moon in Libra. What is that going to happen? Probably September, October time frame. You can look it up in 2021. So I feel like whatever this decision is, that it has like an impact going forward into 2021 for you. And what you need to concentrate on is getting, you know, getting the convoluted thoughts out of your head and figuring out the direction that you need to go, okay? Letting go and not bringing this energy that is not serving you into 2021. And you can do that. You've got this. It's in your head. It's with the thoughts that you were thinking. The luck is on your side. And when you do that, you're going to attract people to you, whether that is a romantic interest or just people that are going to be with you to help you balance things out, okay? And that balance may or may not be, like I said, a romantic relationship, but you know, these cards are not, you're not feeling your best here. You're not feeling fulfilled. You're not looking at things, the not so obvious solution. You actually might know what it is, but it's kind of out of your comfort zone, which is why, like, maybe you even know, like, your gut is telling you, your intuition is telling you, like, that's the way you need to go. But because it's out of your comfort zone, you're really kind of resisting it and holding back. But the cards here are saying, trust your gut feeling, trust yourself. And change is good, and these things that are holding you back, like, they're actually harming you. You are going to feel much better and more fulfilled when you bring this balance. Actually, both of these cards are kind of about balance into your life, okay? So thank you, group one. I think this is going to be a beautiful week. It's definitely a week where you're going to set some intentions here going into 2021. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of the new year, okay? What you need to do to navigate it is to get in touch with your intuition, and that's going to guide you into a much healthier place. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group two. If you picked the Labradorite, you are in the right spot. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull all the cards out, and then we'll go from there. So first card we have is the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, next we have Three of Cups. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Pentacles reversed. And then we have the Page of Swords. We also have this Law of Attraction card. We are each responsible for the thoughts we think. Your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. Nothing will come of the situation, void of course moon. Cosmic flower. The frequency of the cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. That's interesting. And then perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So getting out of your comfort zone this week. Okay, so this nothing will come of the situation, the void course moon, is not surprising when we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And I think it's also related here to this Hierophant reversed as well. So Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune are major arcana cards. These are some major energies that are going into 2021. And I feel like you're going in there with some individuality, okay? And the reason I say that is we're talking about the Hierophant in reverse. I'll show you what he looks like upright. So this is somebody, like, he's very reminiscent of the Pope, right? Somebody that other people follow, that they look up to. And it doesn't have to be the Pope. It could be like your parents. It could be somebody that you've put on a pedestal that is a hero, some sort of guru for some reason. And I mean, this may be, you know, even a professor or some sort of just aficionado in some sort of area, whether it could be even like fashion, something like that. And the phrase that comes to mind is the emperor has no clothes. That's why I threw out that fashion thing there. And in that story, like, everybody, like, this person comes to town who is supposed to be so great, is basically like a fashion designer, and he clothes the emperor, and the emperor keeps demanding better, but finally he convinces the emperor that the most fashionable and smartest and the best people can see this outfit, right? Well, it's not really an outfit. Basically, the emperor parades around town naked, but everybody is fawning over him because nobody wants to, it's kind of like a groupthink kind of thing. Nobody wants to admit that they don't get it, or that it doesn't make sense, or that the emperor doesn't have clothes, until a child speaks up and is like, hey, that guy's naked. So I feel it. And also, you probably have heard, like, never meet your heroes. You may never want to read a book about your heroes either, like a biography or an autobiography, because sometimes you read their innermost thoughts and you're like, wow, this person is very angry, or this person is kind of a jerk, or this is not what I expected at all. So something is happening that's changing your mind from a course that you were going on. So your personal beliefs, freedom, you're challenging the status quo. There's some rebellion here. There's too many rules, too much structure, like, it's not working for you anymore. Like, on a very high level, like I said, he kind of looks like the Pope. A lot of people walk away from religion or Catholicism because choose spirituality, and I'm just saying that because a lot of, you know, spirituality is kind of, most people who watch tarot readings consider themselves very spiritual. That organized religion, they see like is very constraining to them. Like, why do I put this guy between me and my source? And I say that because the cosmic flower very much talks about you getting back in touch with your source. What are your values? That just because a celebrity or some person on the internet, or even like your parents, say one thing, that does not have to be how you define yourself. Nothing will come of the situation. Okay? Seven of Pentacles, very, very much related. Seven of Pentacles upright. You have planted all these seeds and you're sitting here waiting for your harvest. And this is a bountiful harvest. But reversed, you have put some energy and some time into something and it just is not coming out the way you thought. You've invested either time or money or something and it's just not the way that you thought. Now, this is not a waste of time, okay? A lot of people might get angry or upset. You're not going to. This has actually been very fruitful for you, because when you travel down a road that you know, that you later figure out, like, okay, this is not the right way, this is not the right direction for me, you kind of then eliminate something and find a good direction for you, which is what the rest of these cards are about. And kind of like getting in touch with your source, your perception, what you feel is important, okay? And that does not mean that you judge others. So like you walk away for, let's say, religion as an example, just because somebody else finds value in religion, that does not mean that you're better than them or they're better than you or anything. It's just that you guys have different perception, okay? Now, when you do walk away from something, we've got this Three of Cups. So this is a celebration. This is happiness. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel happy. And sometimes you might feel alone. Like all these people are going down one path and you're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just go that way. And then you figure out that it's not for you. Well, you're going to find your tribe. Like it's not for a lot of people. And you're finding joy in that. You're finding in connecting with yourself, and then you're building those relationships with other people who have like the same values as you, that you know, like religion versus spirituality kind of thing. This is almost kind of very similar to that, as far as the imagery goes. Okay, and then we have a major arcana card. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about cycles. This is about change. And, you know, it really makes sense to come up at this point. We're going into a new cycle. We're going to be, I mean, we're in winter right now, and think next is spring, summer, fall, cycles in that way. We're going into 2021, a cycle in that way. We are also talking about going into the age of Aquarius, which is on this card, okay? So things are changing, your values are changing, and that's okay. And like I said, you're finding joy in that, and you realize that you've spent a lot of time doing something, it just isn't for you. But that's not a bad thing. It's going to give you a new perspective. So your commitment is being tested. That means, you know, there's some ups and downs in this. It's the wheel, it changes, it's got cycles, we have ups and downs, but it really is kind of a luck card. And I feel like when you start defining things for yourself, you get in touch with source, you think about things through your own perspective. You're responsible for the thoughts that you think. When you get your thinking in line, like the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor, because you are the one like controlling it rather than reacting to it. And then finally, the final card here, we have the Page of Swords. So this is something new. The page is a noob. And I feel like you're not afraid to be a noob, to take on new challenges, because this is a really like rush of energy in here. You can see the hair blowing back. This is kind of an androgynous figure. It could be female, male. Either way, that's okay, because it represents all of us, right? For this week. So this rush of energy comes in, you have some new thoughts, you have some fresh communication, some ambition, new direction for you that's coming in. Okay, I'll go ahead and read the rest of this card, that we are each responsible for the thoughts we think. When you are in alignment with who you really are, you cannot help but uplift those with whom you come in contact. Your value to those around you hinges upon only one thing: your personal alignment with Source. And the only thing you have to give to another is an example of that alignment, which others may observe, then desire, and then work to achieve. But you cannot give it to them. Everyone is responsible for the thoughts they think and the things they choose as their objects of attention. So I love this. It's so related to this card. Like I said, new thoughts coming in, this alignment with source, with this cosmic flower, and even this Hierophant. So when I was reading this, it made me think, like, it talks about you being an example. Like, you just, the only thing that you can do is live your life and live it according to source and be authentic to yourself. And then you go on to, like, you don't try to put yourself on a pedestal. You're not asking for people to put yourself on a pedestal. You're not being a leader other than leading your own life, right? But others see that and follow that example. So it's almost kind of a reverse Hierophant in that sense, because you're not like saying, hey, everybody, come over here, listen to me, do exactly what I say, this is the right way. You are living your life according to what you want to do. And then people see that and are like inspired by it. So, you know, again, it's a circle, it's a cycle. So this looks like a really great week. It's awesome to finish the year, and you know, we're not going to take our baggage from 2020 into 2021. We realize that there are some things that are no longer serving us, and that I feel like you're like very happy to step into this, to you've done some really great work here to get to this point, that you're going to find some new ideas. So when your commitment is being tested, whatever this test entails, whatever this ups and downs of the cycle entails, like, you're going to just fight for it and go in there with some ambition and find new ideas and find new things that serve you, and just really have a great kickoff to 2021. So thank you, Group 2. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3. If you picked the Sardonyx, you are in the right spot. Let's take a look at the cards. So the first card we have is the Two of Pentacles. Ooh, next we have Reverse Lovers. See, you can see that card. It's very pretty. I'll hold it up right here for you in a minute. And next we have Temperance in reverse. Another reverse. This is the Queen of Wands. And finally, for our tarot cards, we have the Six of Wands upright. Okay. This is a Law of Attraction card. It says, I am the creator of my own life experience. There's more information on the back of that. We have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. And then believe in the impossible, blue moon. I feel like these cards have come out together before and recently. Remembrance. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. And I think that's what this Two of Pentacles is doing. He is flowing gracefully. Allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in wondrous dance of existence and expansion. I love that too. It's very, very related to I am the creator of my own life experience. It's very related to the Law of Attraction, and that you are a co-creator. So let's talk about this, because we've got 3 cards here that are in reverse and some pretty major reverse cards. I think it's funny that we've got the Two of Pentacles here. The Two of Pentacles is about balance. You can see that he's got two things here. He's kind of juggling them. They're kind of up in the air. Is just handling issues that are coming his way. In the background, we've got a choppy sea, and we've got boats floating on those, but they're surviving. Everything is being handled, or so we think, okay? And the reason I say so we think is normally this is, you're handling everything that's coming out at you, right? Because this is a card about balance, and things keep coming at you, and you keep taking them and juggling them, and you've got it, right? Except now we've got 3 cards in reverse that speak about imbalance. The first card, I'll show you the Lovers upright because it's a very stunning card here. So reversed, this is disharmony, imbalance, some conflict, some sort of detachment. Okay, so I feel like there's something that you know that you are neglecting. It's like the elephant in the room, right? Something that you're like, hey, look at me over here. I've got all these things handled. It's all balanced, but it's not. So whether this is a partner who is needing your help, some children that are needing your help, a loved one, something is being dropped. Like you do not have full balance. Next, we have the Temperance in reverse. It's funny, somebody was talking about how the Temperance is like their least favorite card because upright is just kind of like nothing's really happening. It's just kind of like a super boring card. You know what? Sometimes boring is good because it's about balance, and it's about just, it definitely has, like, this is balance, but it has like a more of an ease to it than the 2 of Pentacles. Like you can see that they're both, like she's got water here going from cup to cup, and he's got Pentacles. Now, because it's water, this is probably more emotional based, more intuition, that something's out of whack, guys. There's extremes. Okay, so while upright she's kind of boring, reversed there's some extremes happening here. I like this 2 of Cups too. It almost, have you guys ever seen a Venn diagram? VIN diagram. So it's almost like you've got this area here, and then you've got the overlapping in the middle, and kind of like the middle is the sweet spot where things overlap. Like you've got the good qualities that overlap of both. Most of the time it's more than one thing that they're talking about in a Venn diagram. And this is kind of like pulled almost in, pulled too much apart. That you've got things that you're juggling, but there's some strain here. Things need to be brought back together, which is what I think why these cards are in reverse. And next we've got the Queen of Wands reversed. And this is selfishness, insecurity, some jealousy, and demanding. So, this could also talk about something within yourself that you are kind of denying right now. Like maybe some bad feelings, like let your feelings be your guide. Selfishness. Selfishness is one of those things, like we all have it. We all have jealousy. We all have selfishness. And ignoring it is not necessarily the best thing. I mean, we all kind of look at those qualities as something that's being bad, but you maybe need to do some shadow work, okay? So you want to look that up and think about shadow work. But that is basically looking at the aspects of your personality and your feelings and what you're going through and embracing those things. Like yes, okay, me being jealous of my best friend because she has an amazing job, it may be natural and I can kind of ignore it, but when it manifests to me not talking to her or like other things, like that's when I really need to look at, okay, what's going on here? What's my shadow self? What do I need to embrace then with this jealousy. And Law of Attraction talks about looking at our feelings and moving towards a better feeling. Okay, that's kind of fun to say. So jealousy is not a great quality. How can I then look at this person that I'm jealous of and be happy for them, or figure out what is wrong with me? Okay, because there's nothing wrong with them. Seeing somebody who has a brand new car and being jealous of that, and then cutting them off in traffic, that doesn't serve you. That is you needing to look at yourself and do some shadow work and embrace that, oh, you know what, I really would like a new car. Okay, well, instead of being mean and rude to somebody else, how do I fix that? Or how do I like appreciate, you know what, my car is pretty great. It's not left me stranded. It gets me where I want to go. Be happy with where I am and realize, yeah, I could buy a new car if I want to go into debt, but I don't want to. My car is paid off, you know. So those are some things that you can do to get through this stuff that is imbalanced in your life that you are kind of ignoring. So like on the surface, like your Instagram pictures look really, really great, and people think that you have this fantastic life and you're this fantastic person and you're very spiritual and very evolved, but there's some things under the surface that need your attention. And you know what? It's not going to take that much. You just have to turn around and look at it and face it. I think it was Dr. Phil who said that like the majority of fixing an issue is just recognizing that you have that issue and, you know, shining a light on it, because once you do that, then you're going to come up with some ideas to fix that. And the end result here is the Six of Wands, and the end result is success. This is a success card. You're going to get through it. You're going to be a better, stronger person. I mean, you're on a horse versus standing over here juggling things, so you're going to be more stable. This is victory, triumph. You're going to get praise and awards for it, where like over here you may be being praised for something, but it's kind of superficial. It's not in line with who you are, okay? The rest of these cards are pretty fantastic. Expect powerful change. Yeah, you shine a light of the eclipses. I'm like talking about shining a light on something. Well, you know, the eclipse is like completely blocking off something. But yeah, but in the contrast of light and dark, we see things as well. So shine a light on these aspects of your character, or, you know, this could also be a relationship where you're doing really, really well. Your partner is not, your partner needs some help, or your business is doing fantastic, but your kids are struggling with virtual school, or, you know, it's just that you think you're juggling really well, but some things are getting dropped, and it is looking at that and acknowledging it. Believe in the impossible. This is a blue moon. You hear the term once in a blue moon. The blue moon happens like every 2.5-ish years, something like that. The last blue moon actually happened October 31st, so Halloween, and that's pretty amazing. It's basically two full moons in the same month. So that doesn't happen very often. And maybe you think that you've got some issues here and fixing them is kind of difficult. It doesn't happen very often. Well, guess what? Believe in the impossible, because those impossible things happen. Let's talk about remembrance here. This is just, you know, I feel like maybe you've been through this before, and it's just drawing on your experience and everything that you have been through to figure out a solution here. To remember the times when you're jealous, but remember that you are actually very grateful for what you have and be thankful for everything in your life, and then just allow it, the frequency of allowance. Let it like open up and let the universe be a co-creator with the universe. So we'll go ahead and read this. I am the creator of my own life experience. You are the creator of your own life experience, and as the creator of your experience, it is important to understand that it is not by virtue of your action, not by virtue of your doing, it is not by virtue of what you are saying that you are creating. You are creating by virtue of your thoughts that you are offering. You cannot speak or offer action without thought vibration occurring at the same time. However, you are often offering a thought vibration without offering words or action. Children and babies learn to mimic the vibration of adults who surround them long before they learn to mimic their words. Okay, so this is it starts with your thinking, it starts with your thought, and it really goes back to kind of what I said, that the majority of fixing an issue, fixing a problem, is just the acceptance that it is there, that you need to look at it, okay? It's in your thought, and that your actions are guided by your thoughts. You know, your thoughts and your thoughts dictate then what you do from there. So I hope this makes sense, group 3. It looks like it is going to be a fantastic week for you, really. I mean, there are some things here that are, you know, of issue, like I said, where things are out of balance, but I think you really know what they are, and you kind of got your back to them right now. It's just like turning towards those things and realizing what they are, looking at the shadow work, putting those things in motion, and the end result is very powerful. It's going to result in some changes, some really positive changes for you. It's going to be a victory, and just believe in that impossible, because it's your thoughts, your beliefs that set those things in motion and make that meaningful change. So thank you, group 3, and I will see you in the next reading.